All right, man.
Indeed.
Don't fix it.
I think we should go ahead and start the show.
What's up, Gabby?
Let's do it.
Take a seat and put your feet up. We gon' meet up. Sit with me and sip some tea with Remy Mulatto. Give me bottles of Hennessy and Moscato. They had enough already, but there's plenty to follow. I stay poetic with Jay Noetic, remaining effective. Conversation getting heavy, staying respected. Playing the record, maintaining collective. Saying what you think, it ain't no place for rejection. I claim it and meant it. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. Tell me what you think. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. So tell me what you think. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. Tell me what you think. It's mostly everybody talking honestly over drinks. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think.
Welcome to a Method Podcast. I'm Jay Noetic.
I'm Remy Mulatto.
And I'm Ebony Fire.
Hey, this season that shit on our
And
minds,
shit to talk.
And shit that needs to be said.
and the best way for us to talk that shit
Is to have mostly everybody talking honestly
over
over drinks.
drinks.
That's what we call a
Motherfucker.
motherfucking muffin.
Look at that. No practice. Ain't no practice.
You ain't no
Talk about
practice. You a
practice.
professional now. You a professional. Hey, man,
What's
of
up,
course, if you're watching this for the first time, man, and you're watching it on Spotify or YouTube and post edits, remember to hit that subscribe button. We are growing, but we can't grow without you.
Hey.
And so if you're watching this live, as always, every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m., we appreciate y'all.
Especially y'all. Hey, whoever's here right now,
Yeah.
listen, we appreciate y'all being here because y'all could be anywhere right now, but y'all chilling with us, and it's going to be a good time because we talking about sex personalities.
Hit that like button, hit that share button, get people in here to join the conversation. But more importantly, make sure you interact with us throughout the show. I would say Ebony Fire has done a good job of keeping us on point and checking the comments for y'all.
I have.
Hey, man, Method Mood, man. How y'all feeling this week? Good, bad mood, good mood, or great mood?
I've been all over the place this week.
Yeah? Yeah, range of emotions?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I've been running weird anyway lately, and but I had a couple of pretty cool things happen this week, which I'll get into later. How y'all doing?
How you doing, Ebony?
I'm good. Someone said, Gabby said they're in the OR listening to us.
Hey, that's what's up.
I think that's
what's
really
up.
Lives,
cool.
girl. Save them
Yay!
lives.
Well, we hope to keep you entertained. I am in a much better place than I have been the last 2 weeks.
But that's what you said. It was a good week. But,
No, last week was okay week. Oh, yeah, that's right. But I was being petty
you were being petty.
I was being
So
petty.
it was only a good week because
someone else was not in a good place.
Gotcha.
You know,
But this week is
this
different.
week is arguably a much better week, and I'm in a happier place.
Hey.
That's good. I'm having a
good.
great week, man.
Good.
I just got back from vacation on Monday.
Yeah.
I went to Puerto Rico.
How
Puerto
was
Rico
that?
was amazing. Puerto Rico needs way more love. Way more love.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people give Puerto Rico love.
You know what I'm gonna ask you?
What's that? They get some pussy?
What?
I did not.
I
But
wasn't ready for that.
But I had a lot of options, though. I had options to do it. You say you wasn't ready for that.
I wasn't prepared. I didn't know that was the
Yeah,
thing.
that's like
When
the
you were-
first thing I'm gonna ask Jay
when you
whenever
were
he come
single,
back from
you were
anywhere.
single. Women don't do strange dick on vacation. Yeah, yes, y'all do. Don't even lie.
It is if it happens, it happens.
yeah.
But it's not like, oh, did you go and get some head on vacation?
yeah.
Well, maybe no. Actually, that's not true. You're right.
Yeah. Someone else asked me, did I get someone in Puerto Rico? And I'm gonna tell y'all how I told her. I was like, I'm at an age. I don't chase pussy,
Mm-hmm.
especially on vacation. My thing is, we grown. If you want to do it, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna chase you around like, ooh, like you're my woman. You ain't my fucking woman. So.
But you used to? Is this like a
Yeah,
change
oh,
behavior?
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
in my younger for sure. But I just go to try to relax and have a good time. So, but I did have an interesting thing happen on the plane there.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna ask y'all this question:
Okay.
Am I the asshole
Uh-oh.
for not giving up my empty? So I'm in the road by myself. Everyone's got on the plane. I'm on the road by myself on the aisle, and this guy behind me was like, "Hey, do you mind if you switch with her so she can breastfeed in private?" They wanted me to get up my seat, sit back there where it's crowded with them, so his girl or his woman can breastfeed. I said, absolutely not. I was like, she can move over here and sit by the window, but I'm not going to the back. Would y'all give up your seat? Keep in mind, she did not want that option. She chose to sit on the aisle and breastfeed versus going to sit by the window and breastfeeding.
Did you choose your seat?
Yes, I did choose my seat.
Yeah.
So why am I give up my seat?
Right.
Ebony's giving that look like, yeah, I would
So
just do it.
I'm thinking it through because I nursed my son, but I also was never. I nursed him everywhere and anywhere. And if you saw a titty, you saw a titty. But I was nursing my kid, right? And I
Yeah.
covered up for probably the first 6 months. But then
Yeah.
after a while, like babies don't want their face to be covered up. So I learned a way to. How small was the child?
I didn't even see the child. I just looked over my right shoulder and I was like, nah, man, I'm not moving back there.
I don't know. I am empathetic to people who are not comfortable with nursing in the open. Like I said, like I nursed at the park, I nursed in Target, I nursed
Yeah.
wherever I needed to nurse, but I developed a way to nurse my son without my breast showing as he got older. When he was
Gotcha.
younger, I used to cover him up. So, but to answer your question, I don't know if I would call you the asshole, but would I have moved? I probably would have. How long's the flight?
It was like 3-hour flight. But like, when did we get to the point where it's okay to ask somebody to give up their seat though? I have never asked anyone to exchange seats with me.
Have you ever had a reason to ask anyone to
Absolutely
exchange a
not.
seat? I mean, then
I mean, you
that's
don't really
part
fly
of the
with
reason.
with a person.
You're not
like,
flying
do you?
with kids. You're not flying with your
Yeah, true.
your partner. Like I definitely have
I have no.
been in a situation where there's two people flying. Now I'm a window seat person. I like
I
the window
like window
seat.
seats
So
too, yeah.
if I'm in a aisle and you want to give me the window so that you and your partner can sit together, I'm okay with that. I don't know. I don't know if I would call you the asshole. People in the what do you guys think? Is Jay the asshole for this? What would you guys do?
I don't have travelers remorse
Yeah.
for people, man.
I'll say this. That's petty. That's
Yeah. Oh,
what-
yeah.
I think it's petty. Yeah, I definitely think it's petty. I would do it. I mean, I think that there's
because you could do it.
you could.
Like,
You could.
you
I
could
gotta
And it's
be
not a permanent. It's
uncomfortable. I
not
gotta
a
be
permanent.
But-
Was
but
she
in that
asking you to
moment-
permanently change?
for the whole flight.
Yeah. And in that moment, you
Oh.
asking yourself, like, what is this worth to me at the end of the day? Like, I'm helping you out, but what am I getting? Why
Yeah.
should I do this for you? Like, give me some money.
I've also not let a woman cut me in line because she was running late to the same flight one day. Anyway,
I
just
bet
don't
you would have let her cut if she had a fat ass. Mm.
If she would have a fat ass, I might have. Let her.
Well,
But anyway,
well.
all right, man. Let's keep it moving. I guess y'all let me know. Like Evan said, am I the asshole? What would y'all do? What would y'all do? Because I wouldn't. Cass says what? I've been asked to change seats multiple times. Thank you, Cass. It's a no for me, especially if the seat I'm giving up is better than what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I was moving further back to the plane.
I thought that they were asking for a temporary switch.
If it was temporary, I
Give
would
me
have
a
did
better
it.
seat. Don't
I thought it
ask
was
me.
a temporary
Yeah, if it was
switch.
temporary, I would have did it, but not full, not the whole flight.
She wanted
You're not
you.
about to
No,
downgrade me.
that was on her. That was on
the
that was
whole
on that
flight,
family.
bruh.
Well,
Come
I should
on.
also ask, was this a white?
No, Latino.
What Latino? Okay.
Hispanic descent.
I feel like black
It
folks.
had nothing to do with race, honestly.
Yeah, no.
It was just like, I'm
We-
not giving up my seat.
we're like Jim Crow in our history. We're not giving up no seats.
Mm-mm.
Like, this is where I'm sitting. This is where I'm
Period.
at, nigga.
Period.
I
Hey.
earned this seat.
Let's get into what we call it.
Method movie.
Method movie.
Method movie.
All right, Method Head. Y'all know what we're about to do. I'm going to play a movie clip for the table. And for y'all need to guess this movie.
Is Ed here?
It might be in the comments. I
I
do
hope
not
not.
know. I just hope not. He was on it last week. He was on it last week.
me last week.
So only the live crew can hear the audio. If you're watching it post edits on Spotify, you get the benefit of actually seeing the visual. Because I add it later on in the clip. All right. So what movie is this? I think it's easy.
Not your bra.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
I know this
Peace. God
I
bless.
know exactly what it is.
Hey,
is it?
Ansel, I'm real sorry you didn't get Mugatu's dirty.
I love this
Zoolander?
movie.
It is Zoolander. Let's let it play out for a second. Let it play out for a second.
Mugatu's derelict campaign. Sorry you didn't book it.
Oh, yeah? I've never even heard of it. Me and my friends have been too busy bathing off the southern coast of St. Bart's with spider monkeys for the past 2 weeks. Tripping on acid changed our whole perspective on shit. So I guess you can derelict my balls, Capitan.
I remember this exact part.
I can derelict my own balls. Thank you very much. You think you're too cool for school. But I got a news flash for you, Walter Cronkite.
Mm.
You aren't.
So yes,
You're
this
silly,
is
so
Zoolander. This is Zoolander. Both of them
Why
knew
you
it.
didn't
Both of you
say
knew
it?
it.
You wanted me to wait? You
I
wanted-
like to let the audience get it.
Oh.
Ebony
Or
said,
you-
"Fuck the
you
audience."
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
I
like,
am the
"Nah."
audience, nigga.
Yeah, no, you a
You are
guest.
I'm a
co-host.
Get your W's.
So this came out in 2001. Where
Okay.
were you in 2001?
Graduating from college that year.
Yeah. I was-
What college was that?
University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
At Chapel
I
Hill.
graduated from college that year.
Damn. Hey,
Yeah.
you're not that much older than me though. How old are you?
I went to college a year early.
You was one of those smart people.
Yeah.
One of them smart women.
Yeah.
2001. Raymond, where were you in 2001?
I was a junior in high school.
So I graduated high school in 1999. So I had just moved to Richmond, Virginia, in my own apartment in the hood. But I was happy, boy. I was in the hood. I had my own little spot with my
Listen,
homeboy.
It ain't nothing like that first apartment.
Bruh.
That
Yeah,
freedom,
yes.
That get out from under your family and
Yeah.
shit.
It was a struggle though.
My
I
first
struggled.
Yeah,
Struggle.
yeah. It's
Struggle.
some struggle involved.
But
Like that 600. I mean, what was your rent?
It had to be like $600.
Yeah, yeah.
Mine-
Mine was like $450.
Mine was 1,000. Well,
Huh?
my
Your first
Oh, you talking
apartment?
about college?
Yeah.
Your first apartment
Did
that
you
you
got for
had.
yourself?
Oh, that I got for myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not counting college. Like
No.
No. I like
Yeah, it was 1,000. It was in
1,000?
Austin. Mhm.
in Austin.
Yeah.
No, my shit was $450. But I had a roommate. I had my line sister. I lived with my line sister.
Yeah, I had
Shout
lived
out
with
to Trinae Futrell.
I had lived with so many people in college. I was like, I'm not living with people this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Times have changed, man. A lot of people have to.
Mhm.
So so Zoolander did $60 million. What do you think the budget was?
It did 60 million?
Right? 60 million.
It had to be like 20 mil.
No. I would say like 6 or 7
You
mil.
think it only made 7 mil?
No, that's
Oh,
what
the budget. Oh, the budget. The budget was 28 million.
you
And they did 60 million. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I am not a fan of Zoolander.
didn't like it.
I did
It's
not
a
like
goofy
I did
ass
not like
movie.
It's very
Zoolander.
goofy.
And
It's
I,
goofy as hell.
and I actually like Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
I
do you
did
like the
not-
other guy, Colin, whatever his name is, with the blonde hair? What's his name?
He's one of the
Owen
brothers,
Wilson.
Owen Wilson, right?
Owen Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, Colin Wilson. Colin
You was
Bohannon.
close
That
enough.
was
It
close.
was one of them white dudes.
Yeah, so I didn't like it though. So y'all liked it. Y'all liked the
It
movie.
was okay, like,
This-
but that kind of movie is not my kind of.
That
Comedy.
movie just has very memorable like moments that as far as what was funny. Like the whole
Mhm.
gasoline scene and everybody just blows up. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. IMDb gave it 6.5
Out of 10.
out of 10.
Mm.
And my rule of thumb with IMDb, if it's not at least a 7, it's not a good movie.
Who told me? Was it Shalette that said that?
I think it was.
It was
Shalette.
Shalette. Yeah, she was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it got to be a 6."
So yeah, all right. So I was going to do number one song in 2001, but I don't think any of us know it. It's called "Hanging by a Moment" by Lifehouse.
No, don't even know who
Lifehouse.
Lifehouse is. I was gonna say Thong Song.
No, I'll play a
That's a
quick
good
little
guess.
clip. What's it say? What's it called?
What, is there like a black
Living by
top,
what?
a top black songs or whatever?
I mean, I'm sure there is, but I just did like the here it is. This is the,
What was it on
let me
Blackboard?
just do a little part.
Yeah, I know this.
Cassie know this song.
Yeah,
I
she
know
probably
that.
would. So yeah, I don't want to play too much of it because of Facebook.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the number one song. All right, well, congratulations to those who got it, who knew it. We appreciate y'all.
Hand clap, hand clap.
Hand clap. One of these times, man, I'm gonna go so far deep into the bag, nobody's gonna be able to get it.
You hear me cheering for you, Ebony?
Woo.
Remy, man, let's go ahead and get into the Method Weekly.
The Method Weekly. That's me.
That's you.
Welcome to the Method Weekly.
Yes, welcome. Yes. What are we talking about?
Oh, I'm in
What
silly
is
mode
always
tonight.
weird?
Okay.
I like it.
It's weird.
Okay, so I have a couple of interesting little pieces of news, I guess.
All right, let's do it.
So did you guys see there was this is kind of like, this made me kind of happy. I'm not a fight videos type of a person,
Oh,
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
but this week I watched this fight video where it was two black women in Safeway.
That's first of all, there's still a Safeway.
Yeah, Safeway is still very much a thing.
And they in there fighting.
I thought Safeway was long.
Everybody in there fighting.
Okay, they were in there fighting.
So it was the two black women were in Safeway, and they show them like walking down the aisle arguing with this woman. So they're behind her, and she's yelling, calling them bitches, and then all of a sudden she calls them nigger.
Ooh,
Bitch, fuck you, bitch! I'll whoop your ass, bitch. All this is going on, and then she's like, niggers.
Whoa.
And so then you hear the black girl say, I'm gonna whoop her ass.
Oh,
So the next thing you see is the two black girls coming outside, and the white woman is sitting next to this black man because he has his arm around her. And the girl comes from behind, pulls her hair, and starts whooping ass. And then the black guy was like, wait. He was like, she called us a nigger. He was like, she did? And he was all surprised.
It was like, well, carry on.
You know, it's
That's
just like,
why I don't.
that's why
Sorry, go
you
ahead.
tell me that's why you don't what?
That's why I don't date white women.
Because
Love is love, but what is deep down? When they get angry and get frustrated, if you're dating a black man and you can call two other people a nigga, that's a problem.
Two other black women.
Two other black women, that's a problem for me. And I don't ever want to.
Huge.
I don't ever want to be in a position
She was
where
with a
I'm
black
so
dude.
uncomfortable that I don't defend my woman because she's clearly wrong, but it's just a mess.
Yeah, so he
It's a mess.
at first he tried to stop it, but then when the girl was like, hey, she called us a nigga, he was like, she did? Like super surprised.
Sorry,
he let
babe,
him go.
You earned that ass whooping.
He let it go. He let it go.
Let me find out my white girlfriend called somebody a nigga. All right.
Ooh.
Good luck.
Facts.
So anyway,
Good luck, bitch.
that was kind of like restorative to my soul.
I would break. Will you? If you, I know you have a black man. Hypothetically, you have a black fiance. You have I'm single, but if you weren't in a relationship and you were dating someone white, if you heard that they used the word nigga towards someone else, is that an automatic deal breaker?
Immediate. It's also one of the reasons why I can't really like in my adult, like in the place that I'm in my life right now, it'd be very difficult for me to date a white person.
Yeah.
Very
Imagine
hard.
that conversation. So why did you call him a nigger? Like, no.
There's
you
no
shouldn't
even
fucking
room for
said it.
conversation because that's
that
deep
shouldn't
down.
be on your tongue, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Deep
The
down.
first thing you come out your mouth with is
down.
bitch nigga. Like, no.
You need to go
It's a
talk
no.
to your parents.
Yeah, it's a no for me. Okay, speaking of bitch niggas.
Comment, Remy.
Speaking of
Every time I
bitches.
hear bitches, I think about that getting crunk.
What?
Getting crunk in the club.
I don't know a song.
You don't know that? I'll play it later.
Okay.
Keep moving.
The next thing I want to talk about is Florida. The governor of Florida is now running for president.
Oh, he announced it?
Yeah.
When did I miss that? That
It
was,
was earlier this
That
week.
explains what I've been seeing.
That
on
was
the news
earlier this week.
lately.
Earlier this
So
week.
Monday?
Monday.
Like Monday?
Yeah, it was Monday. Yes, it was Monday. So Ron DeSantis has
finally,
declared that he is going to run for president.
Man, I called that thing back in like 2018.
Yeah.
bruh.
What do
I
you think?
knew
What do
it.
you think about it? You think he's going to win? You think he has a chance of winning?
He absolutely has a chance of winning.
You know what's sad is he could definitely beat Biden, but can he beat Trump? That's the question. Because
here's the good thing.
and I don't know
Maybe
if
they'll
Trump-
be so divided that people who, let's say DeSantis does win over Trump, those MAGA supporters are so loyal to Trump that they might not even vote at all.
I don't think they're that loyal. I
Yes,
really
they
don't.
are.
I really don't.
Yeah. You think they just want to win?
We're gonna find out. It's gonna be interesting.
It's interesting
Like it's
too
gonna
for
be, it's gonna
Florida.
suck really bad, but it's gonna be
I
interesting.
think DeSantis has the potential to be the worst than Trump.
I agree.
Yeah,
because
he's
he's
way
not
smarter.
as callous. Exactly.
He's
way
Not
smarter.
he is as callous, but he's not as reckless in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. Like
Yeah.
right, like
he
can
knows
Yeah.
when to hold his. I
maneuver.
mean, he's like Trump if Trump was actually a politician. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
Trump can
Mhm.
lie and talk all of this shit, but he's not a politician, so he doesn't really know how to walk the walk. But
Yeah.
DeSantis,
And the sad thing is, like,
He's
it
scary.
feels it would be good. It's good that if he wins, that means the governor of Florida is up for election. But we can't get anyone else other than a Republican as the governor.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter to Florida because all
Right.
they're gonna do is vote another Republican into that seat, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
Florida changed in the pandemic, right? Like a lot of the people who were escaping some of the cold weather and not in the restrictions of some of the northern states and things like that came here. And they're like, we can be free, we can be outside, we don't have to wear our masks, we can do whatever the fuck we want as parents.
Yeah.
Like, and we saw it at the last election where Tampa, for the first time since I've been living here 7 years or so, 8 years, went purple. It was not blue. It was very, very red. Like a lot of the city council seats are red. Like a lot of the school board seats went to people
Crazy.
who are Republicans. So it's going to be a very different world here. So anyway, he's running.
I think we don't. Unfortunately, we don't have a better candidate than Biden. I actually like Biden. He's just too old.
He's way too
He's too
old.
old.
I
He's way
was
too
very
old.
disappointed. I really thought he was going to be a one-term candidate.
I was hoping he'd be a one-term president.
And he could very well still be a one-term president.
He hasn't
But I
announced- he
thought
hasn't announced it yet.
it really surprised me that he threw his hat in the ring to run again.
Why is that frozen over there?
Uh-oh.
We're not frozen here. I was just curious.
Yeah, I think it was moving. I saw the let me just
know.
double check on the live.
It's fine.
Is it moving?
It's not moving right there, but
Okay. So yeah, so that was
Yeah, it's moving.
okay. All right. So that was
Well,
no, I was talking about Joe Biden. So Joe
Yeah.
Biden definitely I thought he was going to be a one-term candidate. I was disappointed to see he's going to run again.
Were you hoping that Kamala will run?
I don't think she's a great candidate.
Yeah,
No, I
she
don't.
can't
I really
win.
want Elizabeth Warren to get back in there.
I
I think
know.
she's
I don't think she
smart.
will.
Yo, where has she been? Like she
Yeah,
has
she's
like
quiet.
completely disappeared
She's
off the
quiet.
political map.
hmm
it kind of makes sense though, because you know what it is. A lot, especially with women, the more they see you, the more they see you in general, especially as a celebrity or somebody known,
Mhm.
the more they find reasons to hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so if
true.
you ain't even around and you just kind of doing your shit in the background, they'll leave you alone because they too busy talking shit about somebody else, the other motherfucker that they see all the time.
When's the election?
2024. Yeah, 2024. So
Is
there's
it,
some time.
is it towards the end of 2024, right?
Yeah, November. So it'll be
right?
like the presidential time frame, November. But what's
Yeah.
going to happen now is that he's going to prepare himself and his party for his primary run. So
Mhm.
next year, this time is going to be very important for him, starting early in January, primary season,
Yeah.
campaigning all through the fall. So it'll be very
I hope
interesting.
him and Trump tear each other apart, man. I hope to God they tear each other apart.
Punch each other out and we fuck around and end up with Biden again.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
Anyway.
be something?
Well, all right, man. That is the Method Weekly. Ebony Fire
Thank you for tuning
bringing
in.
the news.
I'll bring it one more
appreciate
time next week.
We appreciate you.
Let's get into what these people want to talk about.
Game time.
Method. Message. Hey, so this week, man, we are talking about sex personalities.
Sounds sexy.
It kind of
Sounds like a sexy episode.
anything with sex is always a sexy episode because people
Yeah.
love the topic. I think it's a great topic to talk about.
Yeah.
Where should we start off with this? How where should
So,
we lead?
I do have like a little summary of all of them.
Talk
just
to
that I
us
feel like
then,
I can
Remy.
share.
Come on, Remy. Do a little can I show y'all his notepad? Look at this.
Don't-
Look at the little
don't-
notepad.
don't
this
pick
man,
up-
this man feeling really
First of all,
good.
man,
because-
Don't
this-
call my notepad
This,
little.
let me
Let's
show
start
you.
there.
Let me show you what the notepad usually like most weeks. It usually look like this.
Hey, that's because my thoughts are so deep, even I don't need to write them down. God damn it! All right, so
So
there's
there are 11
sex personalities.
personalities,
Yes.
and it is. I'm gonna go through all of them with a little summary.
So I would
one
say
by
that
one.
I didn't know anything about these sex personalities until we discussed them in our
Yeah.
prepping for the
Mhm,
season.
Yeah, and I thought of this because we've done episodes about like we haven't done zodiac signs yet, but we've done like love languages and attachment styles and things like that. But so I figured, okay, there's got to be something for like how people have sex. There's got to be something that makes you that kind of or that defines how you're
Yeah.
driven towards sex. So I looked up sex personalities, and we're gonna talk about it.
All right.
So there's 11 of them.
Mhm.
And the first one is the decompressor. And what decompressor wants is the light feeling after orgasm. So they're focused on the end goal. They just want that high that you get after an orgasm. There's the explorer who wants an adult playground. They want a sense of play in the bedroom. They just want it to be fun. There's the fair trader, which is all about equality and an even experience. When I come, you come. If you come, then I better come.
You better come right
Goddamn.
now. You better come.
We better come at the same time. There's the giver.
Same time.
There's the giver who's probably the notorious. There's the giver who probably as a man is a notorious pussy eater. They care
Probably.
all about pleasing their partner.
Yeah.
You know, I guess the ones that could suck a good dick. Anyway, there's the guardian, which is someone who just wants sex to feel safe.
Okay.
And a lot of times they don't know that they're a guardian, but they want to feel in control.
Mm-hmm.
There's the passion pursuer, which I kind of feel like I identify with a little bit.
Okay.
They want the intense feeling sex. They want sex to feel just like everything. They want to take over the moment. There's the pleasure seeker, which they want the feel good and the orgasm. So they just want to come. You know what I mean? Just like fucking let's get there. There's the prioritizer who basically just wants sex to be basically what their relationship is about. They want sex to be a priority.
I couldn't imagine that.
And they want to always have time for intimacy.
Gotcha.
There's the romantic, which is all about the emotional connection. They're not really into casual sex. There's the spiritualist, who feels that sex is for connecting to a higher power or energy. So it's not just about this and us, it's about all of us.
Yeah.
And then there's the thrill seeker, and they care about taboo sex. They want to be experimental. They want to be like forbidden.
So those are all very interesting.
They are.
So before you did the test, what did you think? What did you think you would like? 'Cause we did a test to figure out what our sex personalities are, and they say that these sex personalities can change over time based on the person or wherever you are in your
Or
life,
who you're with.
or who you with.
Yeah.
So what did you think you would be when you first read the 11 personalities before you saw your result?
So the one I kind of felt like I identified with immediately was the passion pursuer, because I do like the idea of if I'm having sex, I don't want nothing else in the world to be present. I just want it to be about whatever we're doing. You know what I mean? And I like the idea of that. What was yours?
I thought mine was going to be more fair trade.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel. I thought mine was going to be fair trade. That's how I feel about like intimacy. Like I believe in reciprocation, so I thought that would have been what it was.
Yeah.
But it was not. So
No, mine wasn't either.
all right. So that's what. So let's talk about the results. What did you, Evan? Since you ladies first,
Yes.
what was your sex personality?
My sex personality, according to this test, is the prioritizer. The most important thing to you is that sex is something you and your partner prioritize over other things in your life. You don't want to make excuses about being too busy or too tired. You want to be intimate before that. You value your sex life and are willing to spend time on it and make sacrifices for it. You like sex to be consistent, and excuse me, you may even like a specific routine for how you like to have sex. So I feel like overall, this is a accurate description of my current sex life. And I think it also has to do with the long distance relationship.
For sure.
Because and also like there are always a million things that will get in the way of being intimate with your partner. A million things. It could be health, it could be kids, it could be work, it could be stress. So I think that like maybe I answered the question with those kind of things in mind.
Do you ever so we think about at least the prioritizer. So you feel like when you get together with your partner that every time you're together it has to happen, and if it doesn't happen, do you feel less loved or whatnot?
Yes, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yep. It has to, like, it should happen. And if it doesn't happen, you're right. Yeah, if it doesn't happen, I feel some kind of way.
You feel like something's wrong. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, like what is it? Is there something wrong? Are we less connected? Like my brain starts going to those places.
Because it's a change behavior, right? It's a change pattern.
It's not necessarily a change behavior, but for me, intimacy is another way of connecting.
Gotcha.
Yeah, is another way of connecting. And for people like who are physically distant, the way that we are, it is like, super important.
I say all the time, I cannot do long distance, so I don't even play around with it. And there's so many women that I would love to talk to, like that live in Atlanta or whatnot. I'm like, Yeah.
You wouldn't move to Atlanta?
Nah.
You're pretty settled to be in Tampa.
No, when I move again, it's going to be internationally. I've made my mind up that I will be going abroad. I love Tampa. I'm going to lay some roots here. And by roots, I mean like purchase a house and just.
Okay.
But I will move. It's going to be international. For sure.
Okay. All right.
Remy, what did you think yours was going to be?
I thought it was going to be the Passion Pursuer, which is all about the intensity of the experience.
And what did you score?
I ended up getting the romantic, which is
the romantic.
What y'all laughing about? Don't nobody laugh.
Reason.
So it's all about the emotional connection, and I want to highlight this one for Jay. Not into casual sex.
He's always said he's not into
casual sex, which I mean, in my mind, I'm like down for whatever, but I guess in reality, I don't really fuck with it a lot. And I do definitely care about the emotional connection because I feel like it adds something for me, especially. Like, I'm an emotional person. As an emotional person, I'm gonna feel more through the emotions. Like everything that I experience with you is gonna be filtered through my emotions and through your emotions. And if we connected in that way, nigga. Nigga.
Yeah.
So yeah. What was yours?
So,
or what did you think yours was?
I thought I was going to be
fair trade.
Yeah. And I end up being the explorer.
Okay.
The explorer.
And the explorer is the adult playground. Sense of play in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I
can see that though.
I try to be very open-minded in general in the bedroom. Like I'm not against like ass play. I'm not against like bondage. I'm open to just trying different things. And I want that in the relationship because I feel like sex can become very mundane sometimes. Like it's just the act, right? It's like, oh, okay, I guess we're going to do it before we go to bed.
Right.
Okay, well, how about we try this? Let's try that. Yeah. Like I'm not an adventurous sex person. Like I don't want to have sex out like on the beach.
No.
Like that doesn't intrigue me to do. Like
anywhere in public is not no for you? Not a public.
Like I would do it like at a swingers club.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Which is disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, damn, don't shit on mine. Like,
no.
Don't yuck Jay.
I want to clarify because I'm not.
We are not king shaming.
I'm not king shaming. I want to clarify. I have been to swingers clubs before, and when I mean disgusting, I've been to like the actual physical location is not the most clean. Yeah, like no one's coming in there cleaning off beds before the next person gets in there.
Obviously, Jay got the bag with the wipes in it. He just wiped the shit down and be like, "All right, girl, let's do this."
There be beds in there with like sheets and stuff, like, and there's no one coming in there to change that shit out before the next person comes in. So that's what I meant. I didn't mean that.
I know.
I just want everybody to know. I'm
just giving you a hard time.
I'm pro sex.
I don't know. I guess I just feel like when it comes to like, for me, I've always said this in general. I am not against my lady and I exploring, having fun, even if we were on vacation and she's like, "Hey, I want to do so and such." I'm open to it.
Right.
Like I'm not one of those guys, and I don't mean just like her and another woman. Like I mean, if she wants to be with another man, as long as I can go do my own thing, I'm okay with that. Like that's where I'm at in my life.
Yeah.
Right. I don't lead with that. I don't need that, but I'm open to it. Right. I'm the explorer.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's also something interesting about that, like to see how it feels, and then if it doesn't feel good, then don't do that again. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right on.
So Vanessa Marin is a licensed. I think it's Marin. Vanessa Marin is a licensed sex therapist that put these sexual personalities together based on her work with her clients. So how much? So you said I was going to ask how much validity do you give to these, right? Because understanding it's a social construct. Most things that we have about our beliefs is a social construct,
right?
And there were some other tests you did. You were like, "This is some bullshit. I don't really like it."
Yeah.
But why this one? You give it validity.
Yeah, this one felt more, the questions that they asked were a little bit more, I don't know, just they weren't so super surface. Like there were a couple of other ones like, have you had sex outside? Would you have sex? Oh, how many times have you had sex? And shit like that. Like it just wasn't really, I don't know.
This more immature, like a lower level.
Yeah, a little bit more base. I just didn't feel like it was as intellectual. So once I care, I cannot share, says Chemo Lewis.
Chemo for sure. So Remy, I know you aren't one who typically believes in like
Casual?
No. I was
Oh.
gonna say I don't wanna say it incorrectly.
What you yuck
Like,
my yum.
I know you believe in God, but you don't necessarily believe in religion. You don't really necessarily believe in astrology. So why do you believe that this test is accurate?
I believe in social science. I think people got a good understanding of people sometimes, and I like looking through all of them. I think they cover pretty much everything. The only one I wonder is I kind of feel like there should be a sex personality around someone who likes to have sex in public. Once you mentioned that, I imagine that's like
But
Thrill
wouldn't that
Seeker.
fall
Probably
in
the
the
Explorer.
Explorer? I feel like that would fall under.
Well,
under
Thrill Seeker, I
Explorer.
think, is even further. They're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about doing it like this is not allowed, and we're gonna fucking do it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's probably true.
so I guess it falls under that. But and then part of it too is in taking it, I believe what it says. Like, I'm definitely a romantic for sure.
But that could be said about astrology. Like you read anything about characteristics of each sign, you can be like, oh yeah, that's me.
There's
It could be Gemini characteristics. Oh yeah, I got that. It's
most
like,
of the time when I read stuff about, I don't really read anything about Aries.
yeah.
But usually when I meet someone and they're like, "You a motherfucking Aries," like they just know,
Mm.
and
Okay.
I believe them because I think they got a
Yeah.
sense of what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think people. I think we at this point in human existence, I think we know about human personality and characteristics, and I think we are who we are, whatever phase we are in our life. So based on those experiences, it's able to figure out who is who, and so I guess I would say I feel like there's some validity to it. But not
Another thing I
100%.
liked about this particular one too is because they described whatever the personality was, and then like the last sentence or so, it was something that was like either instructional or
Yeah.
critical.
Like,
about
don't
it.
do this though.
Yeah, if you're this kind of like I was just
Yeah.
looking through the spiritualist one again. So like spiritualists are people who like have to have this higher power, like supernatural type of sexual experience. They go for tantra, which I'm very interested in, but never done it before. But like then they're like people who relate to this personality type should be open to the idea that sex doesn't always have to serve a higher purpose. Like, so
Right.
there's something kind of instructional about it. And then there was an email that she gave like these tips about how to connect with your partner if you're this kind of sex type and if you're this kind of sex type. So I don't know. I just felt like they're all theories, right?
sure, for
Yeah,
sure,
they're all
for sure.
theories. And this one seems to be a really well thought out theory.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any arguments against it.
Yeah.
I think anything that can benefit your relationship and give you a different perspective is
Mhm.
always a good thing if you're open to like listening. But I feel like a lot of that stuff, often, a lot of men ain't reading that shit.
What do you mean?
I feel like women read it mostly. Like these articles about this stuff, I feel like mostly women are reading it because women are the most attacked or targeted audience when it comes to like self-help in general.
Right.
It's never it should be everyone, but more women read self-help than
Mhm.
what men do. And I know that just based on my being an author in self-help and trying to build that audience. So I think more men need to read it because I think we can all agree that a lot of men can be self-centered when it comes
Yeah.
to sex, right?
Yeah,
So-
men don't really fuck with self-help. A lot of men just go out and murder.
And kill
And kill.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and bring home the bacon.
Just go out and do violence.
I killed somebody today, but that bill paid. So this test would suggest that sexual chemistry can be built and that it isn't instant.
I agree with that.
What do you believe about sexual chemistry? Can it be built? I have definitely dated some women in the past where the sex between us, it wasn't horrible,
Mhm.
but it wasn't great, right? And it's just like, how much work do you have to put in? How long is it going to take to get on that level?
It could be built.
Yeah.
I think that there are some people that your bodies connect and your spirits connect in a way where it's instant.
Mm-hmm.
For me, those are not typically the relationships that last
Mm. Those are
because you jump right in head first, like literally head first, right
Yeah.
into this passion, and
Fall into this bullshit.
you get into the passion part of it, right? Like it's passion, it's animalistic, you feel it, it's great, but you don't do the work of building the relationship
Mhm.
or learning that person, or like
Yeah.
you don't have to pay attention to their body because you just do it, as opposed to someone where you're like, okay, let's take our time,
Mhm.
reduce the anxiety,
'Cause there's
get
a
out
lot
of our heads.
There's a lot of anxiety.
There's a lot of anxiety. And
For
if you had
sure.
the time to, like, be patient with each other, okay, maybe. And I was absolutely this doesn't work well the first time. It's absolutely a no for me for time number 2.
Yeah.
I'm not like that
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah.
But I used to be like that. I was like, oh no, if this is not going to do what it's supposed to do the first time, there's absolutely not going to be a second chance.
Indeed.
I think we're like that at some point.
But I'm not like that now. Now I'm like,
Yeah,
you can get second chance.
I
you know?
definitely have grown on.
Let's
sexual
see what that
chemistry.
dick could do next time.
Second chance to make a first impression. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe he comes in 2 minutes the first time, right? Cause that wow,
That's,
good.
that's hard to
It was-
come back from. That's
He was
hard to come
excited.
back
It was the first
It was
time.
the
You
first
know,
time.
I'm sexy. I know. It's fine.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from that, but at the same time, like it's different. So I definitely believe it can be built. But you're right. It's all about what you have the patience for. It's not like, you know what, oh, I got to be with her 30 days or 60 days or whatever, which all those arbitrary wait till you
Yeah,
have
that's
sex
bullshit.
till when Steve Harvey says you could have sex.
I've gotten in a relationship with someone who was supposed to be a one night stand because it's like, okay, well, we had sex. It was good sex. She was dope. She had good energy. So I had a conversation with her, like, a week later or so. I was like, hey, just out of curiosity, are you interested in like dating? And so she was like, yeah, let's do it. And so I'm not one that leaves.
How long did that relationship last?
About 4 months, not long, 4 or 5 months. But she was one of those people. Like we had, maybe it's because I was younger. But the first time we had sex, it was good. But then once we got in a relationship, I realized that she had some emotional blocks, right? So she had never let a man give her an orgasm. She's never come from a man. She's only come from herself.
That's some wild shit, ain't it?
And yeah, and it's like, damn, like this is. And the thing was, like when we were intimate, I could tell she was about to come. She was right there, and she would always stop me.
Because she didn't want you to have control over her.
I
Yeah.
wonder if there's.
Yeah.
It sounds to me. I'm not a
You ain't getting
therapist. It
control.
sounds like some trauma associated.
Some
It's-
trauma.
yeah.
I think most trauma is there. So yeah, I don't know about sex. Yeah,
That always makes me wonder. I remember I met a young lady once
What up,
upon a
Jason?
time, and she had said she said she didn't like getting head, and that's one thing that I don't understand. Like especially as
Yeah.
a woman.
Yeah.
Everybody can't do it very good.
No.
That's true.
I get
That's
that
true.
you don't want head from everybody, but
Yeah.
if you meet somebody who knows what they're doing,
But
Are
how do
you
you
going
know?
to
Like you had
indulge?
enough bad situation. But I guess
is
men
it
are
that much
probably
bad?
different.
Is it that
There's a
much
lot of bad head out there.
there?
It's a lot of men
I know
watching
that's
fucking
bad.
porn to
I know
think that they
that's-
know what to do on the pussy. They don't know.
yeah.
I know there's a lot of bad dick. I know that,
Mhm.
but there's like really that much bad head out there.
There's this significant amount of bad head.
In my experience with the two women that did not like getting head as much as giving head, when I had conversations with them and talked to them about it, in both cases, the men that they were with made them feel some kind of way
about it.
about
Liking to give a head
them giving her head, like him, like giving them head.
made
they
him feel some kind of way.
kind
huh?
of adapted.
Like maybe
to it.
maybe she wasn't as groomed, or maybe she had a natural smell. Maybe he didn't like doing it, right? So now they developed this.
Yes,
It-
it's easy. It's
easy,
easy to be
about it.
self-conscious about that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, for sure.
So, but then like when we get involved, like the first time she might not release, but second and third time they finally have this release
Yeah.
because I'm focused. Like I always thought for this sexual personality, I thought I would be like the giver
hmm
or when I'm fair trade. I want you to get yours, right? And what can I do to help you get there? But so many people do have that emotional block, right? So
Right on.
that could be one of my other questions. It was like, have y'all ever been with someone who was a certain sexual personality type that you was like, ooh,
Too much.
too much, or this ain't gonna work?
Let me take a look. let me take a look at the list real quick.
Like, so for me, I would say like the thing that, as someone who is spiritual, when
Mhm.
I hear about people being like the spiritualists, and there's like, oh, a woman should not have sex with just anyone, because a woman's body is so spiritual and her energy, like your semen gonna be with me for the rest of my life. I'm like, the fuck is happening here? Like this ain't gonna. I can't do it. It gives me pause.
Yeah.
Right. So I've been with someone like that before, or dated someone like that. I was like, yeah, I don't even know if I want to even.
You don't think
Open the
that?
door.
So let's go. Let's stay there for a moment.
Yeah, let's stay there.
So you don't think you're saying that you don't think that your intimate partners, you trade energy with them at all?
Oh, I do think you trade energy.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't think is that a woman's body is more spiritual than a man's body.
Okay.
I don't
And that's what
believe-
she was saying. She was like,
Yeah.
"Your pace, basically, you dump this into me, but you're not getting anything." Okay.
Yeah, it's like men can do whatever they want, but women can't do that. I'm like, women can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Women can do the exact same thing that a man is doing sexually, and so that's just that gives me pause. So is there an example of anything?
I don't like the decompressor.
The decompressor. What's the decompressor?
It's the first one on the list. So the decompressor is basically
They
I'm
want
just
the
nutting to
feeling
nut.
after the orgasm. They
Yeah,
care
it's a
about that
release.
high.
I'm doing it
Yeah.
to release, and every
They're
time it's just
focused on
about
the
the
nut.
stress relief.
They're just like, let me get this shit
Gotcha.
off there. That's
Because-
the motherfucker that'll probably come real quick.
It will come real quick.
Oh,
He will
yeah.
try to rush you in your orgasm. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's
Girl, you
not-
ain't came yet.
I think that decompressing can be a part of your regular, like sometimes,
Yeah.
like
sometimes a
when-
quickie is good.
Yes. So
Quickies
especially
are
when
good.
you're like,
Quickies are good when it's like agreed upon.
yes,
It can't be like, I know it's a quickie, but you don't.
Yeah.
I knew it was a
give
quickie.
me 2 good minutes.
I gave you the best 2 minutes of my life, girl. What
Right.
you want me to do?
But if decompressor is your sex personality, I
Yeah.
don't think that that's gonna be a good fit for me.
Yeah, the decompressor.
I don't think that's gonna be a
Remy,
good fit.
have
for
you
me.
ever been with anybody on this list with these personality types that you're like, ooh, this is not gonna? As someone who, because you said you scored the romantic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
so somebody who's, it would be hard for a woman
So-
to be decompressor though, wouldn't it?
No,
No.
there's tons of women who all they want to do is to fuck to get the release out. Like they're not into you, they don't want to be a part of it, but you know, they just want to have the sexual experience and decompress. But I definitely see it more with men.
Mm. Oh, yeah, I see it more for men.
Mhm.
Remy, you don't have someone
Cass had a comment.
It's hard to say.
selfish lovers. Cass said decompressors seem like selfish lovers.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I would agree on surface too, right?
Trying
But
to
Mhm.
get they shit off.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it
Got
if
to
you date another person who's also a decompressor. But I think we know that most men can get theirs before the woman can get theirs, unless the woman is just highly in tune or highly sensitive with her
So
body.
let's not mince words. Men come quicker than women.
Yeah,
Men are way easier to come than
Yeah.
women by far. Like
Yeah.
it takes effort and work in order to make a woman come. Usually, I mean, depending on the dude. But for a man,
depending on the
a
women
man-
too. I've met some women who know their body and they just
I know
Of course.
exactly what I need to
Of
do to
course.
have an
Yeah.
orgasm.
But most
Exactly.
men-
Yeah.
I'm
most
very
men-
clear about it.
Most men come. Most men come every single time they have sex.
Yeah,
No
for
matter
sure,
what.
for sure.
Never miss.
For sure.
Never miss.
Batting 100 for 100.
But what was yours? What was your incompatible sex type?
I don't really know.
You
I
don't
don't
know?
I don't think I mean I hate to look at the thrill seeker weird because I can handle the idea of like I think forbidden things, but I definitely have limits.
like public sex is a no.
I don't know if I can have sex in front of just in front of people.
Mhm.
I'll have sex in public. I'm good with that, but there's definitely a line.
Like one of the questions in that other quiz was like, have you ever had sex in a room with other people?
Yeah.
Like with
Oh,
there
I
are
didn't do
other
that
people.
quiz. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was like, have you ever had sex?
I have, by the way. It was okay. I can't do it all the time though.
Were the people asleep or were they like watching?
Oh, they were watching.
They were watching.
Yeah, I don't like to be
Where
watched.
was this
though.
at?
Damn, I can't put all my business out there.
You can just say the place.
No, I can't.
You can't say the place.
No, I can't. But I'm just saying, but I guess what's the word? Voyeur.
Yeah, voyeur.
Voyeur.
For
So,
the people who like to watch.
yeah, I like to
An
watch.
exhibitionist is the person who likes
Uh,
to be watched.
I like watching, but I don't know if I like watching in person. I have yet to experience watching someone have sex in front of me.
I don't mind people watching me have sex if they walk in. I'm already having sex, but the starting off being watched, I'm in my head too much.
Okay.
I'm just like, oh Lord, they watching, they critiquing my shit and looking at me how I'm like, I just it
You get
doesn't work.
self-conscious. Yeah.
Would you be open to going to like? Would you be open to going to like a place like that,
Place like what?
like where people watch other people have sex?
Eyes wide shut.
That's why I'm going real soon.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I definitely am willing to explore some more things.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I think that's
Very
good.
cool. And you have a safe partner,
Mhm.
a committed person, not a
Yeah.
casual person, and that's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool.
So one of the things this article talked about was, and you mentioned it earlier, was being willing to switch it up and try different sexual personality traits.
Mm-hmm.
My question for the method heads and for the table is, are you the type to ask to try something different, say what you want to try, or just do it in the moment? So it's like, yeah.
For me, there's
That's
too much
funny.
anxiety about doing it in the moment. I think.
Ooh.
I don't know if I
Especially
would
as
just
a
be like,
woman.
"Ooh, let me just do some different shit right now that you weren't
Yeah.
prepared for," because I
Well,
feel like I might
yeah.
get knocked out.
Where you learn that
I'm
from?
gonna just stick a thumb in his booty hole and see what happens. Just see what happens. Just see what he do.
Because there's also such thing as consent, right? Like you still
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Are
for
you
sure.
okay with this? Are you
For
okay with
sure.
this? Are you okay?" Like like I think you could get to that point, right? If you're being intimate, you like, "Are you okay with this?" And then
Yeah.
you go from there.
I think it's easy for like simple things, right? For example, I love missionary position, not because I think it's a lame position. I think it builds the most intimacy
Yeah.
in that position, right? Your eyes are locked, your body's
Mhm.
aligned. I love missionary, but if I was with a woman who loved doggy style or for hitting or riding, I think it's easy to say, "Hey, baby, let me hop on top," right? That's something easy. But
Mhm.
what if it's something like, "Hey, I want you to choke me," and blah blah blah? Like, how do you even? I don't think a lot of people.
I have
would say
seen
do
or
it.
heard hypothetically, like it's you would guide them to where you want them to be, right? Like, so if you're like holding on, then you would move their hands slow. Then you started
Yeah.
kind of suggesting it.
Mm.
But I mean, it's a little bit, I'm a no, the neck is a no-go zone for me. Can't choke me.
I was listening to an LMA song today,
Mm-hmm.
and she said something about, "I don't got to tell you what to do."
Mm.
So I feel like a lot of women like a dude who just kind of knows,
Takes control.
who takes control, and also, and I'll tell you another story after that, who also can kind of like find things that she hasn't even thought she would want to try. Like when you do something to a woman and she didn't know she liked that shit, nigga,
I know, and I think that's
like you're
you're in there.
yeah, you
I
in
think
there.
that's I think there's the role for dominant, right? Being a dom
Mhm.
and being a sub for sure.
Yeah.
But I also think we as people need to take more control in saying what we want sexually.
Mhm.
And I will say, to answer my own question,
don't know,
is
though.
like, but
don't know.
that's what I'm saying. But so for me, I'm not the type to. I'm going to ask, but hey, let's try this. Like, I'm not just going to stick my dick in your ass. Like, I'm not going to do that.
Mm.
Like, hey, you know,
Oh,
are you okay
boy.
with that? That's not me. So that's I'm not saying, but I'm open. I'm never against my woman suggesting to try other things.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want to try? I love it, actually. I love it when I'm not the only one saying, let's do this, let's do that,
Yeah.
on things that's out
Yeah.
the norm,
Yeah.
you know? So
So
you never answered the question.
I'm gonna share something about me.
Okay.
Okay.
So once upon a time, I was in a relationship,
Mhm.
and almost every single time we had sex, I would ask, "How do you want it?"
Mm-hmm.
And
How do you want it?
after a
How
while,
does it feel?
after enough of asking that question, she was like, "Why the fuck are you asking me questions?"
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've stopped asking questions because I realized, like, after that experience, it's like, well, she kind of just wants you to like try some shit, and if she don't like it, she'll find a way to let you know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like we can communicate in other ways. Like she can let me know that she's not with it by just, I don't know, she'll do whatever she's doing.
You're not
You know what I mean?
responding
Yeah,
or
she doesn't respond.
Yeah.
Then that's not it. Try something else.
Yep.
But when you,
So are you saying that
When
women don't want control in the bedroom?
I can't speak for women in general.
Mm.
I just know in my experience, especially from that particular experience, I'm not gonna ask. I'm just not. I'm going to try something.
Well, how do you know that what you're trying is what she wants? Like, how do you know that you're not even doing the things she want to do?
the best way for that I found out being in relationships is to talk about it later.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You don't talk about it in the moment because that's gonna be a little bit weird.
A woman will say, "Yo, that thing you did, yo, that shit was. I kind of like that shit. Do that again. Do that again.
Do that again.
Yeah. They'll let you know.
Yeah.
So,
And then talking.
So I don't
like,
ask. I stopped asking like in my 20s because I feel like I felt shitty when she said that to me. When she was like, "Stop asking what I want."
Okay, I have another comment about that. But there's also something like when I don't know how long you guys have been together, but like when I've been with somebody for a good decent amount of time and we've tried different things, I don't want you to keep asking me what
you should know the body. You should know it.
And for me, it's the romantic in me. I'm like, listen, I want to make sure that you are getting everything you need. Like I feel like you can communicate directly to me what you want.
Right.
So I'm gonna do exactly what you say you want.
But you also have the playbook, right? Because you've already had sex with her once.
I should have had a playbook.
You should have the playbook. You had sex with her before. You're paying attention. You knew what made her feel good. So you do that again. And then you try something a little bit more and extend that. You already know what it is. And that's part of what. Now, I do understand when you have a sexual partner that you don't know very well, asking is kind of important because you don't know where they're coming from.
Sometimes you just got to pay attention, though.
You have the playbook. You wrote the fucking playbook.
Yeah, I had sex with this late young woman a few weeks ago. The first time we had sex.
What was her name? Sorry,
Susan.
That's gonna be my
Susan.
Shout out to Susan getting fucked by Jay. Let's talk about
Susie and Jay said I love him.
But so the first time we had sex, afterwards, you know, she wanted a round two, and she asked in the moment. She said, "Hey, would you mind sticking your fingers in me and finger banging?" Not basically. I was like, "Okay, for sure." Like so for me, it's a little bit of a turn on. Oh, she knows like what she wants, right?
Right.
I didn't do it the first time because I didn't know her body. I didn't know what she turned on.
Okay.
But the second time, because I was paying attention and listening, I said, "Okay, she likes to be fingered."
Yeah.
So what did I do? I started eating the pussy and fingering it.
Yeah.
Right? Just doing that first. And she is turned the fuck on.
Okay.
Right?
See?
And she's
The
squirting and shit.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so now I feel like, okay, now I ain't gotta be this 102-hour man trying to fuck. Like she got
Give her
she
what
wanted,
she wants.
Now I can focus, you know. So I think sometimes you just gotta pay attention.
You have to
and
pay
it's not
attention.
that hard.
No,
it's not that hard, but I prefer a woman to say, this is what I like.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do that shit.
Listen, a man is never gonna turn down a cheat code. You tell me how to get you there.
Never.
I want you to get there. So hell yeah, I'm doing that shit. and then if you tell me what you want me to do and it's sexy, and I'm like, fuck, I didn't even think of that. Let's fucking do it.
Exactly. So
I like that.
go.
A man is never going to turn down the cheat code. That's good.
Never.
That's a good one.
Never. What else I have in here? What's your opinion of what makes great sex? So we have all these different sex personalities that we just talked about. What makes great sex?
So as a romantic, I want to get lost in the experience. Like if I'm having sex with somebody, I want that to be the only thing that I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? I don't want to be thinking about like, fuck, I had to go to work today. It was some bullshit. Like I don't want to have nothing else on my mind. I want this to be everything that I'm thinking about. Yeah, that's it.
Just be in the moment. Just be in the moment.
Just that's it. That's the whole thing. Like whatever we're doing right now is everything.
Not drifting.
Yeah.
How do you know she's not drifting?
I don't know, but she better act like she's not drifting. God damn it! You better act like you here, motherfucker. After I bought that $200, no, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Listen, the minute you talk about how much you pay for something,
I'm just talking about the day, the $200 day, and then okay, how about this? $200 a day, and then we start having sex. I'm not saying you owe me sex, but if we gonna fuck, let's not play around.
If I fly you out, we fucking.
Yes.
You owe me some sex.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm joking. I know.
Lord help the children.
I would never
Help the
say
children.
you owe me sex.
No one owes you anything.
But if you
Nobody
fuck me,
owe you.
you better fuck me right. That's how I feel.
I agree.
What makes great sex in your opinion, Ebony?
Great sex. I think, although I am the prioritizer, I think the prioritizer gets a bad rap, actually, but I'll come back to that. I think great sex is the first thing I'm thinking about is like connection and intimacy.
Foreplay, that has to be part of it.
Not always. Not for me. I mean, some
Not-
level of
not-
foreplay. Maybe
not for
like
it to be great sex. Gotcha.
No.
Okay.
and maybe if like touching is foreplay.
It is. That's all
Okay,
part of it.
okay.
That's all part of it.
So, but I don't need. I don't think that like it has to be like we kiss for 20 minutes and then you touch me for this many minutes and then I go down on you for this many minutes. I feel like
Yeah.
it just has to be like. This is something I've been talking about recently, but like harmony, like it just kind of has to like flow,
Gotcha.
right? Like
Yeah.
it could be
Yeah.
some interruptions, but we just kind of flow and we move and then everybody has a great time
Mm-hmm.
and has as many orgasms as you can,
Absolutely.
and then you fall asleep in the wet spot.
How many-
Yeah.
how many-
Yeah.
how many is that?
Absolutely.
How many is
I
as
don't like
many
to
as you
sleep in
can?
the wet spot though. I've had to get out.
I do not want to be in the wet spot.
I hate the wet spot, but
I'll
the
do it
fact
if I
that
have
there
to,
is a
though.
wet spot,
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
furniture moving,
Yeah.
I like to sleep in the wet spot.
you are
You feel
disgusting.
accomplished.
Yeah.
You're like, I did that.
I earned that.
That's me.
mine. This is my fucking wet spot.
I don't know. Like I feel like great. So what makes great sex, man? I think it's a little bit of both what y'all said, right? Like the intimacy of being in the moment, just the freedom of expression. I look at sex like as well. It's like just this when you're most vulnerable, right? You're
Mhm.
never going to be any more exposed in that moment,
Mm-hmm.
and when you can like just be in that moment and be fully engaged and just having fun, and without the expectation or the pressure of, okay, we got to go. I got to do 4 rounds, or she got to get 10 orgasms, or it's just when there's no pressure.
No pressure
It's just fun,
No.
loving,
and trust.
and trust.
Yeah, it's trust.
Trust
Like
is
I
a big
trust it.
part.
Trust
Trust
is
is a
good.
big part.
Like I trust that you're gonna keep me safe.
Yeah, trust is a big part.
You're not
for
gonna,
sure.
like I watched I May Destroy You. Have you seen that?
I feel like I've
Sounds
seen that.
familiar.
It sounds familiar.
It is actually something that you should be
I feel
both
like
of
I
you should
watched. I
watch.
feel like I
Somebody-
watched that. I
There's
feel like I
somebody in
watched
that.
that.
Is that a show or a movie?
It is a movie. No, it was a series that was on HBO with Michaela Cole.
Michaela Cole.
I don't think I watched that. I feel like I did though.
It was
black?
fantastic. She's black. She's black. I think she's British, but she.
Oh yes.
yeah.
Is she British or South African?
Maybe she's South African. She speaks with a British English accent.
Yes. Really good.
Very, very
Really
good show. But
Show a
there's
haircut, right? Show a haircut.
yes,
Yes. Yeah.
She was in The Woman King, I think, as
Yes.
well.
Yep. She was.
And
She
in
was.
Black Panther, most recently Black Panther. But the show talks a good bit about consent and some things that I never thought were not consent before. Like I never thought about it that way. Like she was having sex with this one guy and then he took off the condom and didn't tell her that he took off the condom.
Yeah.
And like then afterwards, like people were like, well, that was sexual assault.
Right.
In my mind, I never thought of that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's what I was thinking about as far as keeping me safe and keeping like the trust and respect.
For
Like if
sure,
we
for
start
sure.
this interaction with you protecting me and
Yeah.
yourself, and then you do something to break that
And that's
trust.
part of like
That's huge.
of the guardian, right? That's like the
Yes.
guardian
Yes.
personality.
And the guardian personality is typically, and what I first immediately thought was people who are sexual assault survivors.
Yeah.
That safety and needing to feel safe is like super, super important. The trust,
Mhm,
security,
mhm.
connection, like all of that is really important for a guardian.
So this can also
Yeah.
occur for those with negative beliefs, shame, or embarrassment around sex.
Mhm.
I don't think enough men talk about that. Be like trust. Like we also are trusting that you're not going to talk shit about me, or that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure. I think it's more pressure. Obviously, I'm a man, so I'm biased. I think it's more pressure for men to be able to perform than what it is for a woman to be able to perform. And so sometimes you just want to trust that, okay, even if I don't live up, if I'm not whatever, you're going to give me another opportunity.
Mhm.
You're not going to go talk shit to you about me to your girlfriends
Mhm.
or whatever,
Baby,
you know?
Give me one more chance. Come on, girl.
Yeah.
I was having a bad day. I was on my period. What you want me to do?
Oh, yes. This is what I'm going to say. I think great sex is headspace, right? It depends
tell
on
me what you mean
it
by
depends
that.
about the headspace you're in.
Mhm.
So I think we can agree that if you have an emotional block, you almost will not have great sex. But the moment you can be in a good headspace, maybe work is going great, you trust your partner, you can be emotionally open, You can say what you want. It's like, okay, that's going to make great sex. But a lot of times you have these, you stress for work.
Mm-hmm.
You got other responsibilities that
Yep.
you're thinking about.
Yep.
And
Which is why the prioritizer comes in for me, because I'm like, we understand that the rest of the world is out there.
yeah,
Before these couple of moments, can I have you? Can I have your time? Can we be here in this moment together and enjoy this?
but you don't want it scheduled though. You don't want it on the calendar, do you?
If you have
Are you
to.
scheduling sex,
If
Ebony?
you have to.
Are you?
It depends. Within relationships,
Sometimes
you're doing
I'm
so
gonna have
much
sex- I'm
shit.
sending you a
Tuesday.
For real.
I'm sending you a calendar invite for 9:00
But for real,
on Thursday.
like you haven't been in a relationship in a
I know
while.
it's been a long fucking
So
time.
in this age, sometimes we doing so much shit. It's like, nigga, I'll see you at 9 p.m. on such and what the fuck.
Yeah.
right, and
You know
make
what I'm
sure you do whatever you got to do, because
Because first of all, I haven't seen you all week or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever
But I
the
feel
shit
like
is.
single people schedule sex too. It's the ultimate of scheduling fucking sex, especially
Yeah.
casual sex. What we call goods and services.
That's true.
You're absolutely
we schedule
fucking
it. That's
scheduling
true.
sex.
You're right.
You
We
can come
schedule
over
it.
Friday night at this time.
And you know what's coming.
and you know
what's
what's
going down.
happening.
Absolutely. You're
You're
right.
scheduling
You're right.
sex.
You're right.
Fuck.
No,
It's
you're
the
right.
same.
Ain't
Yeah, you're
nothing
right.
wrong with scheduled sex.
I mean,
Stop
you're
saying
right.
scheduled sex.
You're
Goddamn
right.
We get it in.
it.
But
As long as we fucking.
it can still be sexy. It can still be intimate. It can still be like, because for me, like, my life is wild, right? With the responsibilities and shit that I have to do. But
yeah.
the moment, that special like time that we have that's just for us, man, I get off on that.
Yeah.
I feel you. Ray, what are you about to say? You about to say something?
I don't think I was gonna say nothing.
All right, this is my last question. We can move on.
Okay.
Where does angry sex fall in these sexual personality traits?
So I'm not an angry sex person.
I have never had angry
I've
sex.
never had angry
I've
sex.
never had
Well,
angry sex.
Well, let's
I
shift that a
haven't.
little bit from angry sex to makeup sex.
I've had makeup sex.
Makeup
Because
sex for
makeup
sure.
sex is not
Makeup.
quite angry sex.
I've
but-
had makeup. I think
But
everyone
makeup
has
sex
had
is,
makeup
that sex you having where like you're not gonna do that shit no more, right? Yeah, you
Be
goddamn
like,
right.
be
you're
like,
not.
I hate you. I hate you so much, Jody.
yeah.
Like that kind of. I've
shit.
never
Yeah.
had
I'ma
that
make
kind
the
of sex
tacos.
before.
You better make a goddamn
Because
taco.
that shit is so toxic to me.
Yeah.
That is just too
The
toxic.
angry
I
sex.
can't- I
Yeah, I've
can't-
never
It's
had
too
angry
toxic
sex.
for
I
me.
can't-
Like I'm mad at you, but I'm gonna still have. I feel like actually that might fall in the decompressor, right?
Right. Potentially.
'Cause you're
yeah.
angry,
just
but you just want- I just wanna
need
get
to
it off.
this tension out. Yeah. As a romantic, I can't have it. I don't have it in me to have angry sex. If I'm upset, I don't want to fuck nobody. I want to fight.
Yeah.
Like I'll box you before I fuck you. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not good.
Like, let's punch some pillows
Yeah,
or whatever.
let's-
Yeah,
yeah.
the angry sex in me, because I'm not but there are some people who angry sex, they
Some
get
people
off
love
on
it.
it, and
They
they
get
love it. But
Some
for
people
me, it
create.
just feels a little
some people
volatile.
create arguments.
Drama for
Just
the
so they
sex.
can have,
They
have
like- they
angry
like-
sex.
And like,
Yeah.
if you need some passion in
'cause
our
they-
relationship,
they
I
build
can do
that-
that another way.
Yeah, they build that passion and then
Yep.
and then they just unload
Like,
on each other,
ugh.
which is
Yeah.
probably
No,
hot
I
as
want
fuck.
you to-
I'm sure it is. I like watching that type of porn. Honestly, I would watch that type.
Is
of
there
porn.
a genre for angry sex?
No,
I've never
I'll
watched
say
that.
this: I do enjoy watching people who are tense towards each other, and then all of a sudden they're fucking for some reason.
So do you watch like amateur porn?
I love
Amateur?
amateur porn. The only thing I
Off and
watch
on.
is amateur porn. I won't watch anything else these days.
Yeah,
You don't watch amateur porn?
I mean, well, that for me doesn't really. That's not really even a category.
Where's
for
the
me.
best
I like.
amateur porn website?
Wait,
Let me know in the
sir,
comments.
Stay focused.
Oh, sorry.
So you're
One of
saying,
these
wait,
days
is-
we're gonna have a porn conversation.
I only got one more week left. I was asking you a question about. So you're saying that. So like, I feel like if you have like the tension and the connection, these are actors. These are not like. I don't think I understand
What?
the porn that he likes.
Oh. Well, amateur. Well,
Okay,
there's a lot of
okay.
amateur porn. out
Amateur
there.
porn is just like regular old people that just are having sex and then
On the
upload it.
phone, yeah.
What I like is, I like for people who look like they probably shouldn't be having sex because they're beefing. I'll say this. Okay, so you ever watch a fight video?
Yes.
Okay. One thing that I love
Mm.
is girl fight.
I just watched a
Videos.
white lady get beat up for calling a woman a
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah.
That was good.
I love watching fight videos in general, but especially girl fight videos. That shit is ridiculous.
Why?
It's horrible. It's terrible. It's the worst thing you can watch.
There is a genre for
But listen,
wrestling.
But listen, if there was an
Porn?
entire
Yeah.
if there was an entire believable genre of women who fight each other and then they just fuck
and they just
afterwards.
fuck, yeah. It'd
That's
be a
my
turn on.
shit.
It'd be a turn on.
That's my
It'd
shit.
be a turn on. It'd be a turn on.
Because it's like we don't like each other and then all of a sudden nigga let's just fuck like that because they're changing that energy that
Yeah.
wild fighting is crazy energy.
Yeah, it is.
That
It
energy
is.
is
The rage,
insane.
the
And then
rage.
you find a way to flip that, and
Yeah,
now we
adrenaline.
having sex.
Yeah.
That's not. I can't do that in my own life.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't want to fight with my person. But
Yeah.
watching that shit,
I get it.
yeah.
I get it. All right, man. So those are the 11 sexual personality traits.
Yeah, we got the decompressor, the explorer, fair trader, the giver, the guardian, the passion pursuer, the pleasure seeker, the prioritizer. Jay is the explorer. The romantic.
That sound
Shout
like
out to your boy.
Dora the Explorer.
Dora.
Damn, Dora was out here exploring all
And then
kinds of shit.
You got the spiritualist who is like Erica Badu or somebody, and then you got the thrill seeker who wants to fuck on top of Empire State Building or whatever.
I also think it's healthy to kind of like oscillate between all the different ones, though,
For
right?
sure.
Like take
Yeah.
a little
Thanks,
bit.
baby. Hey, fuck somebody in every single category. Listen, just try
This is
it.
your homework.
Try
I think it changes for sure.
Yeah,
Get to know
it definitely
sure.
changes.
Hey, man, we're going to keep
That
it
was
moving
cool.
along because, we trying to get on time and be on point.
Yay!
Let's get into what we call the method lessons.
Reading is fundamental. Now let's get on with this school thing. You teach.
So this is where we talk about something that we learned because y'all should be learning shit every week. And if you not, fuck are you doing? So
Are you gonna go first?
I'm gonna go first.
Okay,
All right, what you learn?
Jay, you go last.
Okay.
So this Tuesday, it's yesterday. Yesterday,
Mhm.
I was invited to a backyard karaoke event
Okay.
'Cause your boy-
by a
your boy-
friend of mine. Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Oh, I'm sorry.
by a friend of
Shut up.
mine
Shut up.
who shall remain anonymous. Who shall remain anonymous? No, actually, this motherfucker Jay is doing karaoke out here these days. He's out here karaokeing in these streets, and it was a good ass time. Like I had so much fun. I was so for one, I was just comfortable. And
Yeah.
I don't really like karaoke in general, but you did a really good job. Like I feel like you did a good job
Wait, is this
keeping.
one the bip
Appreciate
bip bip?
Yeah. Hit the fucking air horns for yourself. It was a good, and it was a Tuesday, so it was just like it was a good vibe. And I don't like karaoke.
I think it should be a thing.
I love
I
karaoke.
think
It should be a
backyard
thing.
karaoke should be a
It
thing.
should be a thing.
Get my
just your
backyard together.
friends.
It was
You got a
good.
nice big
I have a
yard,
big
too.
It was
backyard.
I have my whole DJ. Sorry, I was
All right, next backyard karaoke.
No, I gotta get my yard together.
Come on, girl, get your yard together.
But it would be very nice because
Yeah.
I have a lot
So-
of space.
So Jay was doing backyard karaoke. It was supposed to be at
Stone Soup
Stone
Company.
Soup Company, but things happened where that didn't work out. He'll probably do it again there later, but it was backyard karaoke. And I don't like doing karaoke, but Jay was like, why don't you come through and do like 5 minutes? I was
5
like,
minutes-
five,
5
minutes
minutes
of
of
what? It was like 5 minutes of stand up. I was like,
Sometimes,
All right.
you know how sometimes you gotta dangle the carrot.
Yeah.
which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I love friends who like push me to do things
Yep.
that I don't,
You need
that I
that.
kind of want to do.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned to Jay that I wanted to try stand up. I want to do stand up a little bit.
Okay.
And I've tried it a little bit, but I did it in an environment where I didn't know anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a space where I felt not completely comfortable, but more comfortable than I did in the previous experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to try my hardest. So I prepared more for that than I do for this podcast. which,
Just true.
Which-
Just true.
but I put some time into it, tried to make sure that I had something good, something that I could share. And then I just did it. I committed to it because Jay invited me to it. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Okay.
do it tonight.
Okay.
And it's with people he knows,
Yeah.
right?
And I did it. And overall, I feel like it was a good experience for me and everybody. Like it was good.
They laugh.
It
You got
went
some
well.
laughs?
I got some laughs.
Did you get like sympathy laughs?
No.
It was like
No, baby.
genuine.
Listen. First of all,
Tell me a
First of
joke.
all-
Tell one of your jokes.
Do the
no, I
one-
don't do that.
You ain't gonna do no repeat joke?
I
What?
can't.
Come
All
on.
right.
Do the one I said earlier
Which
So-
one was it?
about appreciating what you got.
Okay.
So I just-
okay. Let me
Hold
see
on,
if I can.
hold on 1 second. So I just feel like I am not the friend that's ever going to shit on your dreams or tell you not to do something.
Yeah, Jay
I'm the
is
friend-
a dreamer.
I'm
And he
the-
encourages
yeah.
dreamers for sure.
I'm the friend that goes, if you say you want to try something, I'm gonna be like, yo, do that shit. How can I help? I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. Like, I'm like that in my relationships. Like I want to see you, even if it doesn't work out, at least you know you tried.
Mhm.
So I know last year Remy was doing some stand up and he was kind of iffy about it.
yeah, it was,
And I asked him to do this last year. He was like, nah. So I'm excited. I'm glad that he just jumped in this on Tuesday and did it.
and I
So tell the
appreciate
joke
it.
real quick.
Okay,
Okay.
so sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
That's a fact.
Yes.
As somebody who's lost a lot of shit, I understand that.
Yeah.
Like for example, let's say you got 2 legs, right? But one of your legs is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody chopped off that fucked up leg, you're gonna want that leg back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or like another example, like for the ladies, let's say you got like one big titty and one little titty.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody chopped off one of those titties, you're gonna want one of those titties back. You might not like having a big titty and a little titty, but you know, you're gonna want your shit back. Or for the dudes, let's say you got a small dick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say your dick is just not up to par. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you a decompressor or whatever it might be. And and you don't like having a small dick, but if somebody came along and chopped your dick off, you're gonna want your dick back. You're gonna want your dick back.
You're gonna want your small dick back.
So the point is, appreciate what you got.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I told that joke the other night, and it went well. Like
It went well.
that was probably the most,
It went well.
the one I put the most time into, and I appreciate the experience. I had a
Oh,
good time.
yay.
I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you did it.
Did you learn something
So,
about yourself doing
I
it?
learned that I can do anything.
Aww.
Listen, I can do anything if I want to. So
You can do all things through Jesus Christ.
look out for me in
Christ who
these
strengthens
streets.
me. Get the scripture together now. Can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
What the
Now,
white dude say? Well, I'm glad you did it, man.
I'm
So hopefully
very,
you.
very proud of you.
What did you learn this week?
Okay, so mine is actually not deep at all.
Okay.
So-
it ain't gotta be deep.
So this is where I need you to play it.
But she like it deep. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
shit! Whoa.
Okay.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Okay. So let him pull. He got to pull up. So is it going to start to play right away?
Probably I can wait.
Okay. So in the last week or so, I have learned who this politician is. His name is Eric Mays. Eric Mays is a city council member in
Is it-
Flint, Michigan.
Is it shout out to Eric Mays or is fuck Eric?
No,
Mays?
it's absolutely shout out to Eric
Okay,
Mays.
good. All right,
So
shout out to Eric Mays.
yeah, so Eric Mays is known as, that was exactly what you need to play.
Flint,
Wait
you
for
said?
1 6. It's from Flint,
I'm
Michigan.
from Michigan.
You from
baby.
Michigan?
Yeah.
So he's from Flint, and he has been going viral recently because he be in City Hall and in the city
So this
council.
is an actual politician doing this.
This is an actual politician who
Oh.
be in the town cutting up. Okay, so
All
what
right.
I sent you to play was, you know how people take the audio of something that happened and then they voice it over.
Mhm.
So there's 2 clips of this actor that I really like. His name is Nick Few, and he's on Instagram, and he takes the audio of the actual city council
and he lip syncs.
and he like acts it out.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so this is Eric Mays. Now hopefully it'll start. Is the sound on?
I gotta unmute it first. Hold on.
Okay, so you know how Instagram start right away.
Not a relevant point of information. I'm going to give you your first warning because you keep interrupting speakers just to interrupt and state your own opinion. So I would think before you ask this point of information.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you, Mr.
That's my
Mays.
point of information. Who are you
I
talking
am
to?
talking to you.
Right
Mr.
now, you
Mays.
done got me a new point of information. Who are you lecturing and talking to? That ain't your job to talk down to me, ma'am. I'm full grown. Now I'm ruling you out of order, and I'm giving you your first warning. Don't you ever talk to me. Just ask me what my point of information is.
Ever.
Now I know he is trending all over TikTok.
God damn.
He is fucking
funny.
hilarious.
There's so many bitches in there that wasn't said. It's like, bitch, who is you talking to?
He be going off
He
in there.
goes all the way the fuck off. And so
That's
this
funny.
woman was basically like, he called for a point of information. And if you know anything about like parliamentary procedure and all the way that they rule these meetings, it is so structured and they call for these different things. And he was like, he called for point of information. She was like, listen, you've been interrupting people and I'm letting you know right now, if this is not a good one, I'm giving you a warning. And he was like, who was you talking to? He makes me laugh
I thought-
so hard.
When I first heard him talking, I thought he was drunk.
No,
But
that's
he's
just
not- that's how
he's
he
very
talks.
sober, and that is how he
Yo,
talks.
talk about petty.
Yeah, he's petty.
He is super
We should have brought him up
petty.
last week, but
We
I didn't
should
know.
brought him last week.
Let me listen to the second clip.
See if I can- Let me find it.
Oh my God,
Who
Point
is
of
you
information.
talking to?
who is you talking
I
to?
don't
That's
think it-
that's you done got me a
You
new
ain't
point of
talking
information.
to
Who
me.
is you talking to? I'm full grown. Okay,
Talking so loudly, I cannot hear the.
Your
Okay,
point
we'll
of
be
order
quiet
is
and
received.
let you hear.
Mr.
I'm
Mays,
sorry.
you are out of order,
Okay,
and I'm
I'm
giving
sorry.
you your warning.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Disorderly.
I'm sorry.
I rule you out of order, and I ask that you would be dismissed from this meeting.
Nope. I don't care what you ask. Leave, bye.
He said, "Nah, I ain't going nowhere."
Assalamu alaikum.
Oscar Lady.
Assalamu alaikum.
Giving me an opportunity to talk to
Point of order. Hold on.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
Aaron, he's
the way
hilarious.
I don't, you have to listen to it the second time because you hear him when the first lady starts talking. He's like, I'm sorry, you can't hear.
And he give it to everybody. It
Every-
don't matter if you're black,
nobody.
white,
That's
woman, or
right.
man.
That's
He
right.
is giving it to everybody. Yeah, that's pretty
Oh,
cool. So your
so-
lesson was learning about Eric Mays.
I learned about Eric Mays, and
So what?
listening to Nick do Eric Mays it gives me so much fucking joy. I look on his page every day to see if it's
So
a
yeah, this
video
was
up
the
there.
Instagram from Nick Few.
Nick Few.
NICFEW.
That shit is
Few.
hilarious.
It is so funny. He makes me laugh so much, and I he's just authentically black, and he in city
So he's a-
council
City council where?
in Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's right.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Boy,
So anyway, I learned about Eric Mays, and I am a
that's a
lifelong
Flint
fan.
nigga right there, boy.
Yeah, for sure. He don't get no shit.
Who is you talking
I'm
to?
full. She was like, and I want you to. He said,
Nope. Nope.
You are dismissed? No. No,
I
I'm
love
not. I'm
him
not dismissed.
so
You dismissed.
Much. Okay. Okay.
All right,
now
so-
we'll get
That's
to more
funny.
serious
No,
topics.
mine's
so
actually,
funny.
mine's not that serious.
Oh, okay.
So I learned recently on my Puerto Rico trip that I am not as adventurous as I used to be.
Okay.
Used to be.
I used to be pretty adventurous.
Okay.
Now I see shit, I'm like, no,
I don't think I'm gonna do
I don't
that.
think I'm gonna do that no more. I'm not gonna do that. Like, for example, there's this so we booked this tour in Puerto Rico
Mhm.
to go to the rainforest.
Yeah.
Part of the rainforest thing, they said, oh, you get to go down the water slide. There's a water slide. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
okay, that's cool. So we get there to the rainforest, and the water slide is basically water going down rocks.
Oh, I've
and
done
you're
that before.
sliding down the rocks.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
I've done that
right.
before.
I
So
saw the
everybody,
video.
everyone that's going, it's
So
like,
you don't know what you hitting.
they busting their ass. One dude went down there and hit his face. And I was like, yo, yeah.
They like, wait a minute. Is the water slide? Because I see niggas getting
I
fucked
said,
up
bro,
on the
this
way
is,
down.
I said, this is a rock. This is
It looks like
these are rocks.
This doesn't look safe.
I was like, and everybody that went down there was like, hey, how'd that feel? Oh, it was fine. Like, bro, your whole face is bruised.
I saw Marcus go down.
Marcus
Did
went
he
down
come
there.
out good?
I said, Marcus, you about to die. He was like, yo, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Oh
Marcus,
my-
our
He
friend
hit
Marcus.
his face.
That's funny.
He didn't
No,
hit Marcus
went
hit his
down
face, but
smooth.
he went
from-
down okay.
From the view, he
Yeah.
went down smooth. He might have hit an elbow.
So I saw everybody
looked
doing
wild.
that, and I was just like, they said, Jay, you gonna go? I was like,
Nah, man.
nah, I'm good.
Nah, man. This
I don't
ain't.
want to do that. Ain't for me.
Who inspected this? They nobody inspected
And maybe
shit.
because of just, as you get older, you just realize like
You're
my body-
more risk averse.
yeah.
Well, because when you younger, you can get hurt off stupid shit and you'll be all right in a week.
Yes.
When you
The
older,
recovery is
I
bad.
could go to sleep fine and wake up with a back injury.
wake up
Yes.
like, what the
Yeah.
fuck happened last night? What was I dreaming about?
What happened?
Yeah.
So I just learned. And before I went on the trip, my mom was like, "Jared, make sure you be safe out there." I was like, "Mom, I ain't gonna do shit. Like, I'm not even that adventurous anymore." I was like, everything I do is like save contracts, right?
Mhm.
Like I do stuff that I know I'm gonna survive, and so I got to the rainforest. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not
Not gonna do it.
I'm
I would've
not
done
doing
it.
that.
I would have done it.
Yeah.
I've done it before. Like they know that the water is going fast enough that it'll keep pushing you down, and you don't really feel the rocks as much.
It looked like a regular water slide.
Yeah.
The way it
No, it
looked.
didn't. It was rocks.
It was rocks. I can
It
see
was
that.
rocks.
But they're smooth because the water is flowing through them so fast. It wears them down so that they're smooth.
You just get sliced up on this side just
No.
a little bit. It's fine.
Listen, this
Remy.
one woman went down there, boy. She busted her ass so bad. She got up. She didn't even know where she was.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you fuck around and don't follow instructions. They like tuck and
It was,
roll,
a black woman,
bitch.
it was a black woman too, so she tried to get up, be all like, nice and strong, like nothing happened. Like, I know you hurt. But anyway, that's what I learned this week. Method heads, what did y'all learn this week? Let us know, man. We always want to know. Anything else I want to bring up? Any other thoughts? Final thoughts? Anything before we end this thing?
No, I think this was very illuminating.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't know anything about sex personalities before this episode, before we planned for it. So I learned some stuff. I learned that too. I'm the explorer. She's a prioritizer, and romantic. We appreciate it. So they say that the liquor make you talk quicker. We say M is for
Mostly.
E is for talking.
Oh shit! You said E.
Oh, I said E. I messed up.
See?
E is for everybody.
Yeah.
T is for
talking.
H is for
Honestly.
O is for
Over.
and D is for drinks. Trust
The method.
the method. Holla.
Thanks for kicking it with us, y'all. So that was wild. And that was just a taste. We do this every week. Just check out last week's episode.
He's right. That was wild. And you can catch last week's episode